As they say in hockey, let's do that college hockey. Hello, good evening, and welcome. I'm Matt Popchuk alongside Brian Mitchell, and we are proud to christen the brand new CHMA TV channel here on 10 Band TV with a battle for bragging rights to the Steel City. It's the opener of the 2023-2024 ACHA Division I season for the Duquesne Dukes and the Pitt Panthers. And Brian, this is a very interesting matchup of young versus old, Duquesne versus Pitt respectively, but also an interesting matchup of two teams with a lot of homegrown PIHL talent on both sides.
Yeah, it's young versus old, and you talk about it. I want to touch on it real fast before we get into all that, just but you know. Are we doing the anthem? No, they're doing the introductions right now. But the actual, the nice thing about it, we're now at another level. We just hit the college level. Oh my God, we just
graduated,
big time
now.
Sir. We're big time. But anyway, they're doing introductions now. We're going to take it down for the introductions.
Defense, number 14, Jack Castella. Number 2, Ben Oslick. Forward, Eddie Congo, number 6. Number 11, Josh Ripp. And finally, number 43, Aldrich Vera. Introducing your whole team, wearing the red and blue right here for the Duquesne. In goal tonight, senior number 32, Ronnie Howland. Starting on defense tonight, sophomore number 2, Tristan Lloyd. Starting on the other side of the team, your senior number 14, Luke Scott. Your forward, left winger, sophomore number 13, Max Donado. Starting on the right wing, number 21, senior, Shane Nolan. And finally, your center, number 5, senior, Sam Hoyer. And now, to honor America and those who have served her, please direct your attention toward the flag and the playing of our national anthem.
And there you have it, the starting lineups for both these teams tonight. For the Panthers, you heard Josh Ripp announced as the starting center. He of the ESCHL All-Rookie team last season. And he'll be opposite Sam Hoyen, who had a big year for Duquesne, second team All-CHMA in 2022-2023, 41 total points as a sophomore last season. And this Duquesne team is interesting. They've been hit hard by roster attrition, but they still have some pretty good puzzle pieces in place.
Yeah, they have a lot of strategic pieces there. You were just saying perfect, the puzzle pieces, fitting it all together amongst what they have. They're very young, and even Conrad Waite brought that up to me in the pregame, is that they're a very young squad out there. They're going to have to learn together. They're going to have to grow together, and there's no better way than this veteran squad of Pitt Panthers that they're going out against tonight, because honestly, if you're going to have to show up, one man once said, if you want to be the man, you got to beat the man. Well, unfortunately, right now, with the veteran level and the level of play, Pitt is the man. So let's see what we got here.
Duquesne wins the opening faceoff and attacks from right to left on your TV, computer, or mobile device. The puck is played up to Pezo of the Pitt Panthers, who sends it deep into Duquesne ice. Giving pursuit for Duquesne is Luke Wasek. Out in front it comes, and a kick save made immediately by Haliyama, his first stop of the night. Dukes bring it back to center, and a hard shoulder check made there by Pitt's Jack Casella. Starting on defense for Stu Rolnick's team tonight. Rolnick, a coach I first became acquainted with when he was leading the Plum varsity squad many years ago, took over the Panthers D1 club outfit in 2011 as the Panthers worked this puck deep into Duquesne ice. Dukes back to center, good poke check there defensively by Nick Bandy of Pitt. And Pezo gains the red line and dumps it deep. Panthers changing on the fly behind the play as Duquesne plays this puck behind its own goal line. At the far boards, it's played back for Colin Moore. Moore behind his own net. Surveying the play, comes near side. Too heavy for the intended target of that pass, and that was 23 Sean Marshall, and it'll be frozen by the Pitt starting netminder, Devin Baresi.
You're already seeing it out there. You were talking about the possible attrition, but the point you see with Pitt, they are playing fast. They are playing hard in the corners. They're using their size. You can tell that size is out there right now. Duquesne's going to have to continue their positional, and Haliyama is going to have to be the key here.
Only one meeting between these teams in this building, the Alpha Ice Complex in Harmarville, Pennsylvania, last season, as we get a whistle and a stoppage at play because the net behind Baresi is dislodged. And that was a come-from-behind 5-4 victory by the Panthers back on the 4th of February, 2023. Dukes were up 4-2 in the second. Pitt won that game by 1.
Yeah, Nico Martucci and Nick Bandy got stuck up behind the net and were able to knock it off. Starting goaltender Devin Baresi had to get out of the way, but they were able to reset and they're outside the zone.
Referee Pisano does the honors, and the Dukes control another face-off. Linesman Pisano, I should say, does the honors as the Panthers take it over and play it defensively deep in their own end, up through center. Retreating defensively is Wasek for Duquesne, and Pitt is guilty of icing. Just a minute 28 into a scoreless first period.
That's a smart move right now for Duquesne to allow these icings to occur. Don't try to get in front of it. You're going to watch Pitt run around hot, but Duquesne's also got to remember, this is the first game of the season. You have to maintain a little bit of your endurance. You have a game tomorrow against these same Panthers. You don't want to run into the situation where you burn yourself out too fast. Face-off
coming up to Baresi's left, and the Dukes win another draw. Snap toward net. Oh, juggling glove save by Baresi. He had some trouble playing that one, but he does hang on, and so we'll do it again from the same spot.
Duquesne's first 2 shots out here today have been through traffic and an opportunity for those deflections and the misdirections that might be on Baresi. Maybe there's a little bit of tape on him. I'm not sure what's going on, but Baresi's showing a little bit of hand-eye there to be able to grab that one out of midair.
Sam Hoyen on to take the face-off. Another clean win for the Dukes, who snapped that puck just wide of the blue paint. Panthers under a bit of siege defensively here as they regain possession of the puck. Here's Zach Graff behind his own goaltender. Graff to his left for Brady Rotolo. Rotolo had the puck bounce back to the feet of Ben Leslie. Ben Leslie hit the 100 career point plateau late last season with the Panthers. Pitt gets it as far as the neutral zone. Duquesne sends it right back in. A good hard check there by Shane Nolan to dispossess his man of the puck. Panthers back to center. Intercepting is Drew Palmer right in front of the scores table. Palmer sends it deep where it's casually sticked aside by Baresi. Panthers try to break it out. Lead pass to Leslie. Leslie up over the attacking line. Leslie drives the net. Is stick checked at the last moment by Moore. Moore plays that loose puck behind the Dukes goal line. Up to right point it comes and knocked aside off the stick of Haliyama. Shot from the far boards is denied again by Haliyama, who pins it up against that far post for a face-off in Duquesne ice.
Well, that's what it's going to take, is the positional stuff that's occurring at the opposite end, bringing it down for Pitt, and then Haliyama with a couple pretty key saves early to keep this thing scoreless.
Noted late bloomer, Robbie Haliyama got his chance late in the game with Seneca Valley when he was playing high school hockey. Cranberry native. Career numbers 5-7-1, 876 save percentage, 481 on the goals against average. Snapshot out in front, and it's behind Haliyama. It's loose. It's on the doorstep. Panthers hacking and whacking. They can't finish, and the Dukes somehow are able to keep that puck away from the line and keep the Panthers off the board.
I think he got his glove on that as he was spinning around. Good heads-up play by Haliyama.
First real tense moment defensively for Duquesne in this game, which remains scoreless with just over 3 minutes gone by in the first period here at the USA rink inside the Alpha Ice Complex. Casella reverses the play for Connor Stewie. Stewie's going to try it one more time as he goes to defensive partner Oslick. Ben Oslick up to center. That pass a little too heavy for Josh Ripp, the exciting sophomore. And a lead pass now for Marshall of Duquesne. Marshall unable to take that pass. And so giving chase for Pitt is Dan Larkin behind his own net. Larkin near side to Pezzo. Pezzo up ahead for team captain Uldrich Virag. Virag, the former Franklin Regional standout, watches Duquesne play this puck back to center. Bounces off a Pitt skate and right back to the Duquesne defense.
Rip broke his stick
as
on
the Dukes are guilty of icing with 4 minutes gone by in the first.
Good heads-up play by referee Roberts to notice that there was a player heading to the bench to try to beat out the icing. Wasek was trying to get there, and nope, they didn't get past Roberts there.
Face-off coming up to the left of Haliyama. And this time the Panthers win a face-off. Through a crowd it goes. It's off the stick of Ian Keller, who was looking for a deflection in front, but he misdirected it in between the circles. Centering pass toward goal intended for Brendan Johns. It was broken up by Duquesne down low and flipped up into the air and back to center. Retreating for Pitt is Nick Bandy. Near side for Larkin. Larkin to Ian Keller. Keller over the Duquesne blue line. Around the boards it comes. Taking this puck in flight is Johns. Johns reverses the play for the Panthers. But the Dukes have it, and they flip it erroneously into the stands. The Pitt portion of the stands, you might say. And we'll get a face-off in Duquesne territory.
15:27 to go here. Both teams have had really good opportunities early. Pitts have come off of the rushes and the odd man breaks, and a couple shots from behind the net even there. But on the opposite side, it's Duquesne playing the solid positional game, giving them an opportunity to put one on net and taking advantage of any opportunity they have with late faceoffs.
Off the tie-up, turnaround shot attempted by Leslie. It was blocked, and here comes Duquesne back. But Pitt has numbers, and Joseph Reinbold, is going to be content to just get this puck deep for the Dukes. Quentin Schaefer, the former North Catholic product, up for Zach Graff. Graff over the attacking line, gave it away to Duquesne. Outlet pass intended for Nico Martucci. Martucci lets it deflect deep into Panther ice. J.C. Bealey with a giveaway there to Sam Hoyen. Hoyen, the junior forward, with a shot from the top of the right circle, kicked out of there by Baresi. Shot from the boards went off a Pitt skate. Panthers able to clear it through a bit of traffic, and here they come back 2-on-2. Panthers just barely onside as Schaefer brings it out in front to nobody in particular. Just too many white jerseys in the way, and here comes Duquesne back to center ice. Dukes making a couple of changes behind the play as the Panthers have this puck deep in their own territory. And a turnover and a turnaround shot fired just wide by Nolan. Dukes resetting just inside their own blue line. Outlet for Hoyen. Hoyen lets it deflect toward goal in the general direction of Baresi, who steers it aside. McNamara trying to go up ahead with that puck, which was sent promptly back into Pitt territory. Panthers going to try again to enter the Duquesne zone one more time, and they do, but just very, very briefly. Rolnick wants to make a change or two as well in the run of play. 13:45 to go, first period, no score. Panthers with it, deep in the Duquesne zone for Bandy. Bandy, left point, slap shot, blocked. Good gap control there by E.J. Ferris. Dan Larkin with the rebound toward goal, and that never made it through. I think that was blocked in front by Moore. Panthers still possess this puck. Side of the net, score! Eddie Pezzo nuzzles that nylon, and the Panthers strike first in the City Games. 1-0 Pitt, 13:24 to go, first period.
Just a nice little give and go with Virag and Pezzo, and Pezzo just put that exactly where he needed to do, which he did a lot whenever he was with Thomas Jefferson. but make that 1-0, 13-24 to go in the first period.
And so the Panthers draw first blood. Duquesne controls the ensuing faceoff, but not for long as Josh Ripp ties up the stick of his man, C.J. Simeone. Simeone, the president of student government at Duquesne, as crashing the net and snapping this on goal is Josh Ripp. And making a save right between the pillows is Haliyama.
It's going to be interesting to see how Duquesne bounces back here. That play just developed real quick against them, and Haliyama got stretched out across. Of course, a nice little play and a great pass over to Pezo for the goal. And on that reset, you saw Haliyama be able to stop one real quick. That's a good sign that he's back in the game real fast. That's
Daniel
101
Kroll.
stuff.
Daniel Kroll had it behind the net for Pitt. Panthers trying to cycle this puck under some pressure and add to a 1-0 lead in this first period. Once again, Eddie Pezo, the goal scorer, a backdoor play, and a good effort there from one knee by Brendan Johns, trying to snap it in behind Haliyama, Crosby style from that right circle. But it goes out of play, and the net behind Haliyama is dislodged.
Yeah, net came off there. He whistled it real fast. There's a little bit of action going on behind the net. A couple players getting at it, but unfortunately right now we were able to break it up and got an opportunity here.
To the point it comes, bouncing puck out in front, sticked aside by Haliyama. Duquesne under a little bit of pressure here defensively after conceding that first goal, and they're going to ice this puck, it appears. Oh no, referees say Panthers dummy the play. Play on, they advise. Ian Keller under pressure. A good check up against the boards there by Duquesne team captain Rob Werner. Puck comes back to center. Panthers have to reset one more time as they make a line change. Outlet pass. Oh, that was almost picked off. A dangerous pass there. Nearly intercepted by Max Medallo. And the Panthers right back on the attack as this puck goes out of play again behind the Duquesne senior, Haliyama.
Playing with fire behind the net, those Panthers were. A couple opportunities and a clearing pass that was about a half-inch off the stick the wrong way. Then that would have been a wide open shot from Medallo, coming in with a 2-on-1 possibly, maybe a 3-on-1 with a guy coming out in front of the net.
Even for a game one issue that you know your team is going to have over the course of a game, that one was pretty callous, and it nearly cost the Panthers.
It's the second time that an icing was called off in this game, so maybe the players weren't expecting that too early, and now you got to readjust on the fly.
And a hard check there on Brian Butler sends the Panthers possibly the other direction, but this outlet pass too heavy for Schaefer, and Pitt ices it with 11:41 to play in the first, leading 1-0.
Yeah, sometimes you're expecting those icing calls to be made and you're starting to set up. You play to the whistle, you're supposed to most of the time. But when they're routine and then they're waved off, you got to get into position. And if you make the mistake and the other team notices, there's an opportunity right there, and you saw that prime by Duquesne.
And this outlet pass by Oslick, the alternate captain, is up ahead for Bealey. Bealey toward goal, still has this puck on his stick. Bealey trying to create space himself. J.C. Bealey, he of the all-conference tournament team last season. Panthers won the ESCHL tournament before bowing to Liberty at the National Club Hockey Tournament at the Division I level. Snapshot from above the right circle taken by Oslick, and that's going to be held down and held for a face-off by Haliyama.
Good vision there by Oslick to get that shot on net. Haliyama had a little bit of trouble with the glove, but he was able to snap it down as soon as he got to it. But that pass across, he just threw one on that was an opportunity there for a rebound, and Haliyama played it well.
Duquesne coming off a 14-17-2 overall campaign in 22-23, 5-7 in CHMA action, beat WVU in overtime, an upset in the first round of the CHMA tournament before bowing to eventual tournament champion IUP in overtime of the subsequent round. And a blocker save made there off the faceoff by Haliyama, who's been a busy man suddenly in this first period. Pitt up to 10 shots on goal, Duquesne with 4. With it is Aiden Foster. Foster for Nate McNamara. McNamara to the corner. McNamara had a stick tied up. Foster trying to play this puck, but he's shouldered up high by Hoyant. And Hoyne allows his teammates to clear the zone as Bandy retreats for Pitt. Bandy bringing it out on one hand under traffic, and Duquesne forces a giveaway. Madalo in deep, takes a hard bump there from Larkin. Backhanded toward goal, and it dribbles in on Baresi, who will take no chances.
10:23 left in the first period. Shots are 10-6 in favor of Duquesne here. In favor of Pitt here. Duquesne seems to have the better opportunities on goal with a couple deflections that they have, but of course the big one that matters right now, Pitt leading 1-0 about the halfway point of the first.
Eddie Pezzo, the lone goal scorer thus far, putting the Panthers on top. Collision in front of the Pitt bench as Pezzo, speak of the devil, got the worst of that one. That puck takes a weird bounce off the back of the Pitt net, and it's going to be icing, apparently, against Duquesne. And so we'll drop it, much to the surprise of some of the Duquesne faithful, to the left of Haliyama. Josh Ripp in that top unit out there for Stu Rolnick as it's flipped toward the glove, and a nifty maneuver there by Haliyama to snatch it out of midair and force another face-off.
Quick unit change here for Duquesne when the face-off switched to the right.
Fear got in front. Oh, one-timer right on the doorstep. That was Pezzo, I believe, again. And the net behind Haliyama has become dislodged, and that's a break for the senior netminder. I've seen that movie before at that end of the rink, the infamous net striking again. Clean face-off win by Duquesne defensively. Duke's trying to methodically get this puck back to center, and they do. A lead pass up ahead now for Nolan. Nolan for Lloyd. Lloyd on goal, and a kick save made by Baresi. One of the Dukes going down on the half wall. And that was Nolan as the Panthers recover. Lead pass intended for Pezzo. Instead, Virag's going to take matters into his own hands. Uldrich Virag to the corner. He's battling with Drew Palmer all the way. Turnaround snapshot into the stomach of Haliyama as Josh Ripp forces another offensive zone faceoff.
One thing working well for Duquesne here is all the battles they have won have been along the blue line to keep the puck in and down and low to keep that puck towards the net. They haven't really lost one of those two-on-one battles that they've had the opportunity to go into, so that's a nice detail to look at going forward, especially on a Pitt team who has the physical edge in a lot of ways in this game.
And the face-off is going to be won cleanly by the Panthers. Snapshot was blocked, and teeing up for a second attempt was Casella. Goes by harmlessly, and Duquesne brings it up to center. Casella with a turnaround play to send the Panthers the other direction. Andreas Forland over the blue line, 4 white jerseys in his path, and a poke check there by Brendan Johns to try and get the puck deep. Bouncing puck played by the Panthers, still bouncing. Pitt trying to settle his puck down near side. Foreign pressing the issue. Floating puck fired toward goal by Oslick, went high off the glass, and it's up to center now for Sean Marshall. Marshall one-on-one with Oslick. Oslick stands him up. Snapshot from an angle, save made, rebound cleared out of there immediately. Ian Keller not standing on ceremony. This blind backhand pass off the side of the Pitt net, and the Panthers will send it up to center, a little too far for Johns, and this is going to be icing on Pitt with 8:23 to go in the first, and the Panthers leading 1-0.
One little detail of the Duquesne advantage that they've had in this game so far. They may not have, the same speed as Pitt, but they're placing players exactly where they need to be for those outlet passes. And those outlet passes are working for them, especially early here, giving them those odd opportunities coming in to get that shot on net. They're going to get one on one of these.
Oh, college hockey only gets so much of a preseason, so in a weird way, this is preseason for both these teams, and both teams are trying to develop chemistry, and that's been evident at times.
It's a shame this is a non-conference game because you'd like to see these two teams go at it a couple more times, but, what better way to open up the season than a rivalry game when something actually means something, but you also can work some stuff out.
Absolutely. And here are the Panthers in the corner. Winners of last year's City Games singular. This year it's City Games plural. They'll play again tomorrow night at 7:30 Eastern Daylight Time. Knocked aside by Baresi. Dukes have it behind the net on the doorstep. A pass.
Oh, we got a little bit going
Good
on in the
break up
corner.
there by Bandy. Baresi was ready for it, but Bandy did well to support his goaltender. Ben Leslie coming the other way. Under pressure from Hoyen. Good little pass there. Snapshot. Oh, I believe Haliyama just got a piece of that shot. That was J.C. Bealey pulling the trigger, if I'm not mistaken. One of the Panthers knocked down as play continues, and said Panther slow to get up. And that's Quentin Schaefer. Well, Schaefer no worse for the wear, evidently, as Duquesne clears the zone and sends this puck the length of the ice, and now we are going to get a penalty, it appears.
Yeah, Colin Moore got him with a little two-hander from behind, put him on the ice. It looks like a retaliation is going to be called, even though they didn't call the initials, so they're going to get Dan Larkin here.
And Larkin, to your point, is arguing how come what happened to Schaefer wasn't called, which is kind of what I was wondering initially. So Larkin may have had a legitimate beef, but you can't do what he did right in front of an official.
Interference is the call. I got to give credit to the backup, the scratch goalie, for the announcements tonight. It's amazing. He's doing a great job out there.
Duquesne gets the first power play of the night. Under 7 to go in the first, trailing Pitt 1-0. Panthers get in their diamond formation defensively as it comes near side to Carter Schultz. Schultz up top, shot through traffic, deflected wide. That was taken by Tristan Lloyd and just missed the net. 1:35 to go in the power play. Lloyd for Marshall. Marshall knocked off that puck by Foster, and the Panthers are able to clear it. Rolnick gets some fresh PKers on. 1:20 to go, and the minor penalty to Dan Larkin, defenseman. And getting met at the Pitt blue line there was Drew Palmer trying to do it all himself. Pitt taking time off the penalty clock and snapping this puck the length of the rink.
There's a heads up.
Hoyen will flag it down for the Dukes with under a minute to go in the Duquesne man advantage.
There's a heads up play by Pitt to realize they were offside, be able to hold it for a little bit extra time.
And a good poke check there by Keller at his own blue line. And the Panthers get another clear, but this time just back to the red line. And a hard hit there by Oslick on Duquesne's Nolan. Panthers get another clear, except this one went into the bench, into the Pitt bench, more accurately. So they'll face it off in Panther ice with 38 to go in the Duquesne power play.
But Grant Lindsay gets credited with another save from the bench, so gotta give a little love to the backup tendies there.
Just because they're not dressed doesn't mean they're not busy.
No, he's dressed, he's just not ready.
Dukes control the face-off, but are unable to keep inside the Panther attacking line, and snapping at the length of the ice is Zach Graff of Pitt. 25 seconds to go in the Dukes power play. And bringing it up through center with speed is Max Madallo. Madallo on his backhand. Down low, one-time pass intended for, well, somebody in the blue jersey is the best I could surmise, because that was right to Josh Ripp, who just calmly sent it back to center. Duquesne on the attack one more time. Poke toward goal. And Baresi got a blade on that. And in the meantime, the net became dislodged behind him with just 5 seconds left on the power play. Clean face-off win by Duquesne. Shot through traffic, and a little rug burner there is snatched up by Baresi, and he'll hold for another face-off.
Penalties expired. We're going to go 5-on-5 here.
Sawyer Koretz, the extra skater for Conrad Waite's Duquesne team tonight, took that shot from the left point. And Pitt gets it up through center, and they're going to make a beeline for this puck as it settled down on the bounce by Vierig. Vierig trying to turn around attempt at the side of the net. Couldn't get a clean stick on it. Duquesne gives it right away, though, and a near disastrous moment there, side of the net. Trying to wrap it out in front was Josh Ripp as one of the Panthers was knocked down, and Pitt, that first line doing yeoman's work to draw their first power play opportunity of the hockey game with a 1-0 lead, 4:44 to go, first period.
A lot going on behind the net, and looks like they are going to get Wasek for a hook from behind the net, and there was Haliyama flying from side to side. I thought he had a cape on for a little bit there. And, was worried about that shot coming from the near side and coming in on the short side there. But luckily the puck stayed behind, but Wasek got caught taking somebody down, so we got a power play to the Pitt Panthers.
J.C. Bealey centering this first power play unit for Stu Ronick. Gets it near side for Rotolo. Rotolo left side for Oslick. Oslick to Leslie at the top of the left circle. Now for Oslick, for Rotolo. Centering pass. Oh, knocked down was Quentin Schaefer right between the circles. Turnaround shot caught some friendly fire off the skate of Leslie, and Pitt has to reset the play. Oslick whips that puck around the boards, and it comes right to Leslie. Leslie snapshot toward goal. Tried to fool Haliyama, but Haliyama made the save. Panthers have the rebound, and they have the power play late in this first period for 1:20. Ben Leslie, far corner. Leslie under duress to the point for Oslick. Oslick, slapper, deflected out of play, and will face it off in Duquesne territory with under 4 to go.
A little confusion, a little disorganization for Pitt here during this power play. It's working the Duquesne's favor as the Panthers are giving a little bit of more energy than they want to try to get into the positions they need to be for this power play. It goes back to that early possible feel of a preseason game compared to an exhibition game and an actual game that counts. But you're still working stuff out this early in the year.
Pezzo trying to center for Vierig. Vierig down low to Daniel Kroll. Kroll from the boards for Vierig. Vierig up top to Casella. Panthers working this puck down low with under a minute to go in their power play. Josh Ripp had trouble taking that pass, and he gives it away to the other number 11, Dom Lombardo, who is unable to clear the zone. Cross-ice pass for Vierig. Vierig, right wing circle. Shot pass cut off by a sea of white jerseys, and the Dukes should be able to clear this puck, but they can't. Good keep there by Casella, and a good move. Oh, he was met there by one of the Dukes at the blue line who was able to get it the length of the ice. That was E.J. Ferris making the play, I believe, as Vierig crosses the attacking line for Pitt. Last rush for the Pitt power play with under 3 minutes to go in the period. Panthers trying to add to a 1-0 lead. One-timer fanned on by Vierig, and coming out to play the puck and knocking the net off in the process is Haliyama. So the Panthers will get maybe one more chance here on the 5-on-4 if they can win this faceoff.
Yeah, 7 seconds to go here. What do we got in the little left circle? If they can get it back to the point and get a solid shot on net, you'll probably get a rebound opportunity. It depends on how Duquesne sets up on the kill here. So let's see if a big win here for the penalty killers can occur.
Pitt does get a face-off win. To the boards, it's Larkin. Larkin has to shoot it quickly. He can't. And so both teams 1 for 1 on the PK with 2:40 to go in this first period. It remains a 1-0 game in Pitt's favor. Aiden Foster winning a puck battle for the Panthers. Foster coming off the boards for McNamara. McNamara to the opposite corner for Connor Stewie. Stewie to the left point. Now has this puck lost at his feet and picked up by Sam Hoyen of Duquesne. Hoyen, the alternate captain. Draw pass, snapped on goal. Kick save, the rebound right out almost to Shane Nolan, who was ready between the circles but couldn't get to that puck on time. Giveaway here to Colin Moore. Moore's off-balance shot hits something on its way toward goal. Dukes with some action late in this period. Snapshot from above the left circle was blocked. That shot taken by Brian Butler. Now the Panthers briefly exit the zone as this puck is gloved down legally by Dan Larkin and goes to his defensive partner, Nick Bandy. And here come the Panthers in the final minute 35 of the first period. Ian Keller to the corner for Andreas Forend. Forend misplayed this puck. And it is Murphy dumped through center, and retreating for Pitt to catch up to it is Brady Rotolo. His lead pass too heavy for a diving Ian Keller. Settled down by Haliyama in front of his own net. And this outlet pass is going to be intercepted by the Panthers. Graff unable to locate. Poked at by Forend. Forend with Colin Moore backing off a bit. Now Moore drives Forend into the glass. Panthers still have this puck in the attacking zone in the final minute of first period play. To the center point it comes. Oh, that pass just a little too strong by Zach Graff, intended for Rotolo. And here come the Dukes on the counterattack. Snapshot just wide. Oh, Werner, the team captain, didn't miss by much. Ben Leslie on the counter. Leslie sandwiched by a couple of Duquesne defenders. Trailing is Bealey. Bealey toward goal. Save. Haliyama. No rebound.
Are you noticing that Pitt is gripping their sticks a little bit tighter in that last shift? You're noticing Duquesne having the perfect setups. They had players put in positions where they needed to be. They were right where they needed to know they were going to be passing. Pitt having a hard time completing the easy pass outside the zone, and every time they were able to get to that point, the Duquesne Dukes had at least two players on every pass and opportunity, forcing Pitt to make some decisions that maybe they didn't want to do. You think maybe just a little bit Duquesne put that edge by going through the mine.
Casella shoots it wide of goal. Panthers missing an easy pass as past a center point in that last shift. Again, more of those game one issues you try to iron out as best you can. 15 ticks to talk. Duquesne wins this puck battle, but they still can't clear the zone. Casella forces a save from distance by Haliyama. 8 seconds left. Panthers still pressing. Here's Casella. His teammates urging him to shoot, and that puck was deflected just wide as the buzzer will sound, ending period one. Through one, it's Pitt 1, Duquesne nothing. With Brian Mitchell, I'm Matt Popchuk, and you're watching the City Games on CHMA TV.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
One, 876 save percentage, 481 on the goals against average. Snapshot out in front, and it's behind Haliyama. It's loose. It's on the doorstep. Panthers hacking and whacking. They can't finish, and the Dukes somehow are able to keep that puck away from the line and keep the Panthers off the board. Panthers still possess this puck. Side of the net. Score! Eddie Pezzo nuzzles that nylon, and the Panthers strike first in the City Games. 1-0 Pitt, 13:24 to go first period. Stick of his man, CJ Simeone. Simeone, the president of student government at Duquesne, as crashing the net and snapping this on goal is Josh Ripp. And making a save right between the pillows is Haliyama. Couldn't get a clean stick on it. Duquesne gives it right away though, and a near disastrous moment there, side of the net. Trying to wrap it out in front was Josh Ripp as one of the Panthers was knocked down, and Pitt, that first line doing yeoman's work to draw their first power play opportunity. Werner, the team captain, didn't miss by much. Ben Leslie on the counter. Leslie sandwiched by a couple of Duquesne defenders. Trailing is Bealey. Bealey toward goal. Save. Haliyama. No rebound.
Are you noticing that Pitt is gripping their sticks a little bit tighter in that last shift? You're noticing...
I can't take it, how we have to fake it, and I know you hate it too, that's how it is, keep it up appearances, tell me, was it worth the story, spare me every gory detail in your mind, God knows I will
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Look at him, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, climbing his way through the corporate rat race. We've all been there, focused on that next raise, promotion, chocolate bar. Keeping an eye on your health can be exhausting. Weight Loss Direct is a personalized wellness and weight loss program. We utilize an AI algorithm to determine your specific foods and match you with a real-life coach and an easy-to-follow meal plan so you could stay on track to success and health. Check out weightlossdirect.com to learn more.
Shoulders, knees, and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. And eyes and cheeks and mouth and nose. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes.
Affordable self-care from professional massage therapists and estheticians. It's what we do. Massage Envy, where better begins.
I can't take it, how we have to fake it. And I know you hate it too, that's how it is. Keep it up, appearances. Tell me, was it worth the story? Spare me every gory detail in your mind. God knows I've already heard your side. Betting you hope we can
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Look at him, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, climbing his way through the corporate rat race. We've all been there, focused on that next raise, promotion, chocolate bar. Keeping an eye on your health can be exhausting. Weight Loss Direct is a personalized wellness and weight loss program. We utilize an AI algorithm to determine your specific foods and match you with a real-life coach and an easy-to-follow meal plan so you could stay on track to success and health. Check out weightlossdirect.com to learn more.
shoulders, knees, and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. And eyes and cheeks and mouth and nose. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes.
Affordable self-care from professional massage therapists and estheticians. It's what we do. Massage Envy, where better begins.
in your mind. God knows I've already heard your side. Letting you hope we
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
And 876 save percentage, 481 on the goals against average. Snapshot out in front, and it's behind Haliama. It's loose. It's on the doorstep. Panthers hacking and whacking. They can't finish, and the Dukes somehow are able to keep that puck away from the line and keep the Panthers off the board. Panthers still possess this puck. Side of the net. Score! Eddie Pezzo nuzzles that nylon, and the Panthers strike first in the city games. 1-0 Pitt, 13:24 to go, first period. Stick of his man, C.J. Simeone. Simeone, the president of student government at Duquesne, as crashing the net and snapping this on goal is Josh Ripp. And making a save right between the pillows is Haliama. Couldn't get a clean stick on it. Duquesne gives it right away, though, and a near disastrous moment there, side of the net. Trying to wrap it out in front was Josh Ripp as one of the Panthers was knocked down, and Pitt, that first line doing yeoman's work to draw their first power play opportunity. Werner, the team captain, didn't miss by much. Ben Leslie on the counter. Leslie sandwiched by a couple of Duquesne defenders. Trailing is Bealey. Bealey toward goal. Save. Haliama. No rebound.
Are you noticing that Pitt is gripping their sticks a little bit tighter in that last shift? You're noticing
I can't take it, how we have to fake it, and I know you hate it too, that's how it is. Keep it up appearances. Tell me, was it worth the story? Spare me every gory detail in your mind. God knows I've already heard your side. Letting you hope we can get.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Look at him, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, climbing his way through the corporate rat race. We've all been there, focused on that next raise, promotion, chocolate bar. Keeping an eye on your health can be exhausting. Weight Loss Direct is a personalized wellness and weight loss program. We utilize an AI algorithm to determine your specific foods and match you with a real-life coach and an easy-to-follow meal plan so you could stay on track to success and health. Check out weightlossdirect.com to learn more.
Shoulders, knees, and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. And eyes and cheeks and mouth and nose. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes.
Affordable self-care from professional massage therapists and estheticians. It's what we do. Massage Envy, where better begins.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
I can't take it, how we have to fake it, and I know you hate it too, that's how it is. Keep it up, appearances. Tell me, was it worth the story? Spare me every gory detail in your mind. God knows I've already heard your side. Letting you hope we can.
Matt Popchuk and Brian Mitchell back here at the Alpha Ice Complex in Harmarville, Pennsylvania. Start of the second period as the Pitt Panthers lead the Duquesne Dukes 1-0 in the season opener for both these teams. The 2023-2024 Division I club hockey campaign getting underway this weekend for the Battle of Steel City bragging rights. And if Pitt can stop trying to do maybe a little bit too much, which I feel at times it was doing in that first period, Brian, it could take control of this game. But I also thought Duquesne grew into the game gracefully.
That last 3 minutes of the first period, you saw some problems with the two of them, is that the Duquesne Dukes were able to get into Pitt's head just a little bit and able to take control. It's going to take the first 3 minutes of this period to figure out which team is going to take control of this period.
Uldrich Vireg to the point, slap shot by Oslick, side of the net, oh, put just wide. And that was a golden opportunity by Paizo for his second, but he missed the net.
Wide open shot for Paizo on the side, and you know, it was just a tip-in opportunity, and it was a good shot by Paizo, just about 2 inches too short.
Dukes dodged that bullet, and they try to get it back to center, but it stays just inside the blue line long enough for Oslick to keep it on side. Dribbling puck toward goal, still loose between the circles. Vireg picks it up, has it on his backhand side of the net. Oh, that pass a little bit too heavy for Paizo. Out in front it comes, still loose, flagged down by Casella. The Pitt defenseman pinching. And toward goal it comes, it'll be swept down to there by Reinbold. And the net behind Robbie Haliyama dislodged, so we get a face-off in Duke's territory with 58 seconds gone by in this second period.
So it's pretty solid what they're planning on doing with Eddie Paizo down in the corner. So they're just going to put him up against the post and start feeding him every opportunity they can. Duquesne's going to have to watch and be careful because that little miss he had at the beginning of the period, that's not going to happen that often. He's a pretty good sharpshooter when it comes to that position, so we're going to see how that one plays out as this period progresses.
Conrad Waite making a last-minute change right before the face-off to the right of his goaltender Haliyama. Panthers win that face-off. Bandy from the left point, that shot never made it through. Brendan Johns picks it up, goes cross-ice for Ian Keller. Keller's turnaround try from the edge of the right circle is denied by Haliyama from his knees. Panthers still with this puck to the point for Bandy. Bandy open shot from the circle. That was blocked. He had the corner picked, but there were too many white jerseys in the way. Ducking around to check there is Rob Werner. Werner missed a good bit of last season with a foot injury after playing the first couple of months for the Dukes. Werner, a graduate student at Duquesne University this season. Left-handed shot. Always love keeping track of the lefties whenever we get the chance. As this puck is sent deep into Pitt territory, Duke's guilty of icing early in the second period.
Still a couple opportunities you're seeing with Pitt down there, maybe taking a couple extra microseconds to make their decisions. And I say microseconds because it's not much, but Duquesne able to respond to what they're doing, get the players in the right positions. Pitt maybe gripping their sticks a little bit tighter, trying to get that perfect opportunity instead of just getting the opportunity. That's what you were referring to at the beginning of the period.
High rising shot over the outstretched glove hand of Haliyama. It's loose in front. Duke's trying to clear it. They can't. Panthers have it, and it's ripped wide by Rotolo into the protective netting, and there will be another face-off in Duquesne territory.
Yeah, the Duke's getting a lot of players in the lanes, a lot of opportunities for those deflections and blocks. Playing a total team out there the last 10 or so minutes of this contest.
Now, in non-conference play, at minimum, you want to see what you have to work with. So, not surprising that Conrad Wade has been liberal with his line changes here on opening night. Panthers fight for possession, but the Dukes have it. Colin Moore defensively knocked down by one of the Panthers as play continues. Dukes fans wanted a call. Ben Leslie stealing. Lets it go to Rotolo. Rotolo toward goal. That never made it there. Rebound comes all the way out to the right point. Barely kept onside by Zach Graff. That shot was blocked. For Ben Leslie. Leslie unable to handle. And clearing it for Duquesne is Brian Butler. A chance now the other way for Shane Nolan on the counterattack. His snapshot save made. Oh, for a second, I didn't think Devin Baresi knew where that puck was. But Baresi's going to hang on for a face-off in Panther ice.
Yeah, Quentin Schaefer just fell down on the play. It was able to get a shot over top of him. Shane Nolan did that a lot. I mean, the little speedy winger for the former West Allegheny Indians and now the Duquesne Dukes. One thing that I want to note to people, if you're watching us for the first time in ACHA contest at the college level, it is one referee and two linesmen. There are not two referees. So if you notice that there maybe was a missed penalty, you only have one stripes out there being able to call a penalty. So just remember that. It's like the PIHL level that you have that opportunity.
And unlike the PIHL, there is someone out there with an orange armband tonight. There is typically not that distinction in a PIHL game, as this puck goes the length of the ice one more time, and this time Baresi's going to elect to play it. I thought that could have been icing, but in any event, it comes back to center. Drew Palmer unable to handle, and a chance the other way for the Panthers, Aiden Foster. Foster, drop pass, so that was blocked, intended for Connor Stewie, and Duquesne is able to clear as it goes over top the stick of Oslick. Panthers pressing once again. Here comes Foster over the attacking line for Stewie. Stewie under pressure from Tristan Lloyd, and Lloyd gives him a two-hander. Oslick, right point. Snapshot deflected toward goal and covered by Haliyama, who read it all the way.
Yeah, another note right there, when the Panthers were coming into the zone, you saw the opportunity on a 2-on-1 coming in. Took that couple extra half a second. You should have taken that shot and had the opportunity for the rebound as he was coming down. Unfortunately, Duquesne was able to get a couple players in position, get some sticks in the lanes, and maybe get that poke check and broke the play up before it even developed.
Now it's been over 3 minutes, over 3.5 minutes, in fact, to revisit your earlier narrative, Brian, and still a 1-0 lead for the Pitt Panthers. Pitt with the definite territorial edge early in the second period, and they have the puck now as Uldrich Virag comes through center 1-on-3. Virag dispossessed neatly by Reinbold. Reinbold trying to go up to Martucci, who reaches back for that puck. Martucci is pickpocketed, and here come the Panthers the other way. That cross-ice pass intended for Pezzo. Pezzo too well covered. Loose puck in front as Baresi came off the goal line to make that stop. Some friendly fire there from Bandy on Pezzo, and a chance the other way. Convenient bounce for the Dukes, and a save made as Rob Warner drove the net and forced an offensive zone face-off as Baresi covers.
So that play was a attempted clear-in that went off the own player, and Werner with a heads-up play was able to loop back, take that one, see the defender was flat-footed, and bring it in on the opportunity. Luckily, his shot had just a little bit less than he wanted to on the backhand. Big save by Baresi, but a face-off coming into Duquesne zone.
And if I'm Stu Rolnick, my biggest fear in a one-goal game with a lot of time left in said game is those cheaply given away pucks that give oxygen to a trailing team. You don't want to let those come back to haunt you. Here comes Pitt, 3-on-2. Over the line is Zach Graff. Graff from a bad angle. That missed the net. Behind the cage it comes. Brendan Johns in pursuit for the Panthers. Instead, Butler of Duquesne is going to get there first offensively. Dukes have it and bring it up to center. E.J. Ferris gave it away to the Panthers defense. Cross ice it comes, and off of Pitt's skate, and scooped up now by Ian Keller. Keller centering pass. Snapshot, John. Save made. The rebound cleared by Haliyama. Duquesne fans expressing approval of their netminder. Brian Butler deep into Pitt territory. Casella back to play it defensively for the Panthers. He reverses the play to Oslick, his defensive partner. Nifty little lead pass there for J.C. Bealey. Bealey 1-on-2 through the right circle. Bealey hits the brakes. Bealey with space. One of the Panthers calling for this puck. Instead, it's going to come to Casella. Casella shoots. It's blocked. Never made it through. And it comes to the far corner. Ben Leslie fighting for possession now. Bealey has it again for the Panthers. Bealey on his backhand. Bealey with a nifty little maneuver there. Bealey on the off wing, down low. Couldn't tee it up for Quentin Schaefer. Again, one too many passes maybe for the Panthers on that sequence.
Shane Nolan took that block. He was a little bit hobbled as he was getting out there, but was able to make the clearing pass off the got behind a forward.
Leslie, the Penn Trafford product, over the blue line. Centering pass. And it's picked up by Bealey. Bealey toward goal. Save made and a loud one by Haliyama, and the rebound comes right out to the Duquesne defense. This lead pass is intercepted nearly by Schaefer. Instead, the Panthers are going to reset defensively. Larkin up ahead, gets this puck deep. Around the boards it comes near side, kept in by Bandy off a Duquesne body. Tristan Lloyd of the Dukes through center. Over the attacking line is poke checked from behind by McNamara. And Larkin rides the Duquesne youth into the glass there as this puck is played around the far boards. 13:15 to go in the second period. Eddie Pezo's first period goal still the difference thus far as Pitt leads Duquesne 1-0 on opening night for both teams. One of the Duquesne players shaken up as he returns to his bench. Panthers playing this puck from behind their own net and able to work it back to center. Daniel Kroll has to wait for a teammate to get back on side, and he is sandwiched gently by Werner and Barger. And we may get a call of some kind here. Oh, the door to the penalty box came ajar somehow, I think.
Well, there was a cookie sandwich over along the stanchion, and two Duquesne players just converged on, I believe that was Danny Kroll, and he was unfortunately, they believe that's why they stopped the play for the safety purposes of that one.
So we remain 5-on-5 with 12:40 to go in the second. And the Dukes have this puck up at center. Werner, right side. That shot, a snapshot from 60 feet by Reinbold, is blocked. Panthers gapping it up again as Vierig comes the other way. Vierig losing that puck at the last moment vis-a-vis Carter Schultz's poke check. And Duquesne tries to counterattack. Here's Werner, the Duquesne captain, one more time. Poke checked by Rotolo of Pitt. Rotolo near side for Vierig, trying to help out his defense. As the Dukes change on the fly, it's loose in front of goal and picked up alertly by Rotolo as the Panthers get it back to the neutral zone. Duquesne completing this line change, and coming on now to snatch up that puck is the Panthers' Uldrich Vierig. Vierig 1-on-2. Vierig down low, trying to hook up with Pezo. Pezo couldn't take that pass. Vierig, the Pitt captain, was too well covered, and he wants to come off now. Martucci playing off of Oslick, the Pitt alternate captain, in front of the scores table as the Panthers are in a Duquesne territory one more time. This puck backhanded back to center by Schultz. And sent into Duquesne ice. One more time here, the Panthers. Ian Keller out in front. That shot blocked. It's loose. Penalty coming up against Duquesne. And the Panthers are going to hope that the second time is the charm for their power play. Both teams 0 for 1 in that department thus far. Pitt with another opportunity to double its lead here in the second.
Looking to see what the call is. Got for a trip here. Who did they get? Yep, it's going to be Brian Butler heading off, the sophomore from Philly. There's a lot going on down in front of the net, and just had to drag down a Pitt player because Haliyama was out of position and that puck was right there. There's really, sometimes you talk about good penalties. That was possibly one of the better penalties you're going to see in a little while this season so far. And it's so early, I get to say that. But that possibly saved you a goal. But if you're Pitt, this is the chance to right the ship. Got 11:18 remaining in this period. 2 minutes is the advantage. And they're going to get 5-on-3 here as a trip just happened along the corner.
Quentin Schaefer, the aggrieved party in the corner. Extra attacker coming on for Stu Rolnick as Ben Leslie has the puck, and he's going to smartly let the Dukes touch it so that he can maximize the 5-on-3 time for his club. And the Panthers are going to play 5-on-3 for 1:47.
Tristan Lloyd, wrong place, wrong time, just got in there and got the stick, going for the puck possibly, but he got the skates. And 1:47, 5-on-3. This is gift wrapped for Pitt. You have to take advantage of this one. I know in a 1-0 game where you're in the lead, you don't hear that very often, but the script of this game so far has been Duquesne getting in their heads, and let's see what we can do here.
Turning point of this game is the Panthers have a 2-man advantage. Daniel Krall to Virag. Virag trying to go down low. Just another white jersey in the way. Duquesne playing great positional hockey in its own zone to keep it a 1-goal deficit. Centering pass. Panthers fake a shot. Now here's Pezzo. Pezzo shooting. That was blocked away. Side of the net. Rebound. Stopped again. And the net is dislodged behind Haliyama as play is whistled dead with 1:20 to go in the 5-on-3.
Haliyama fell down as he was trying to make his spin. Caught the net with his leg and just knocked it off. It's an unfortunate whistle for your Pitt, but at the same time for Duquesne, you like that, the break that you're going to get right there. 1:20 remaining in the 5-on-3.
Panthers win the face-off. It comes to Pezzo. Pezzo centering pass for Casella. Casella down low, back to Pezzo. Pezzo snapshot, save again. Well, your best penalty killer has to be your goaltender, the adage goes, and Haliyama's been looking great tonight for Duquesne.
Great pop out for Haliyama there, because you knew Pezzo was shooting from the top of the circle, and you knew he was possibly trying to keep that one for a rebound. So good job popping out, getting down, and just being able to absorb the puck so he didn't have to worry about that rebound.
As we approach the midpoint of the period end game, the Dukes get it clear with 1:05 to go in the 5-on-3 advantage for Pitt. Still just a 1-0 game. 45 combined shots on goal already between these city rivals. 28 belong to the Panthers.
And only one ended up in the back of the net.
That was Eddie Pezzo in the first period, and Pezzo has the puck now. To the corner it comes for Virag. Virag for Casella. Casella with room to maneuver. Casella waiting, watching. Side of the net it comes to Pezzo. Pezzo, cross ice, one-timer, it's blocked.
And that's off again.
It is indeed. Rob Warner, the Duquesne captain. Sorry, Brian, out here in the penalty killing effort, I believe, for Duquesne.
You're perfectly fine. It was just Haliyama coming across, and it just his leg caught it. The nets are not staying on right now here at the Alpha Ice Complex. And the good news is the referees are noticing that. It's not going to be a delay of game penalty. It's not something that you have to worry about at this point because the nets are giving a little bit more than they normally would.
A lot of east-west action on this Pitt power play with 35 seconds to go in the 5-on-3. Here's Oslick for Leslie. Leslie switching places. Leslie shot, they made rebound. The Panthers have it again, and this time it's underneath the leg pad of Haliyama, who is holding his own against this Pitt special teams.
30 saves already for Robbie Haliyama. He's holding that court right now, and that right there had to be a signature back and forth opportunity for him to show what he can do as the starter for the Duquesne Dukes.
Leslie off the face-off win by the Panthers. And a convenient break there for the Dukes as Oslick was unable to handle that drop pass. Last sequence of the 5-on-3. A big penalty kill potentially for Duquesne if they can pull this off and keep it a 1-0 game. Losing that puck off his stick was Schaefer. Schaefer hustles to catch up to it and gets it to Bealey. And the Panthers misplay it again along the near boards. The first penalty is over. The second penalty is nearly over. And Duquesne is going to pull this out, I think. A huge penalty kill for the Duquesne Dukes to keep it a 1-0 game as J.C. Bealey has it for the Panthers. And we are back to 5 aside.
And they're going to steal a puck here.
Panthers have to tag up as they send this puck deep. And a steal there by Foster. Foster snaps it off the leg. More good gap control by Duquesne in their own zone. And here come the Dukes up through center. C.J. Simeone over the blue line. His shot blocked. Speaking of good gap control, Larkin got in the way of that attempt by the former PIHL product. A short trip for Simeone from Central Catholic to the Cathedral of Learning. Simeone, the former Viking standout.
Not to mention he still plays in the same ring, so it's not like it's a big change.
Drew Palmer out in front. Oh, a deflected one-timer attempted by Barger. Just went wide. A break there for Pitt with just over 8 to go in the second period. Simeone with a shot from close range. That's denied by Baresi as he comes out of his net to play it. Deflected wide. And Stewie trying to get it out of his own end. He can't. Toward goal, it's snatched up. The shot from distance by Palmer is snagged by Devin Baresi.
Starting to translate onto the ice for Duquesne. That penalty kill, the momentum they're getting is starting to show down in the offensive zone. You're seeing a little bit of the mental game for the Duquesne Dukes, getting Pitt off their game. You saw a little extracurricular afterwards. Stu Runick's going to have to get into their players' heads and make sure that they calm down a little bit, because you're going to take a bad penalty if you don't.
And from the half wall, it comes up to the point for Luke Wasek. Behind the net it goes. Panthers in pursuit defensively, and taking it is Pezzo, but Pezzo gave it right away to Werner. Werner down low. This shot blocked. That was Rotolo taking one for the team as the bouncing puck is juggled and held by Haliyama, ranging to his left. And one of the Panthers got whacked at on the hands. That was Pezzo, I think. Nico Martucci giving him the what for after the whistle had blown. 7.5 to go till the second ice cut. Still a 1-0 lead for Pitt.
Both sides are going to have to start bringing this down just a little bit. I know this is a good old-fashioned college dropout, but at the same time, we're going to be looking at the two of them needing it's a one-goal game. I mean, Duquesne's got the momentum, but they need to put one in the net here soon to maintain it.
Out in front it comes, and able to take this pass is Butler. Butler shooting on goal. Save made! Baresi, and Baresi says no. Another face-off in Pitt territory. Well, the Dukes feeling it now. Still trying to find an answer for Devin Baresi, who's turned aside 22 pieces of vulcanized rubber.
And that's the big detail right now, is that Devin Baresi has been doing the work that he needs to keep Pitt in the game while they're figuring this out. Because Duquesne has just taken that tilt and just taken it all the way down at him.
Duquesne aggressive off the face-off once again, but this time Pitt is able to exhaust their area. And up ahead it comes to Brendan Johns on the off wing. His centering pass intended for Andreas Forend did not connect. Johns behind the net trying to backdoor play. Out in front, Forend trying to jam it in behind Haliyama. It's still loose. Panthers have this puck. Near side it comes. Casella decides to pinch. Keller backs him up. Panthers have it in the corner. Forend with it, trying to separate from the defense. Turnaround try off the blocker. Oh, Haliyama knocks it out of play, and he just at the last moment saw that puck.
It was a good blocker out by Haliyama there to keep the eye and get the whistle here as they were starting to get a little bit of momentum down in the corner. Break it up, get to that, get to the face-off, get a line change possibly if he needed.
A fast-paced second period, 6:45 to go. Still just one goal, though, for all that end-to-end action, and it belongs to Pitt's Eddie Pezzo back in period one.
Well, did you really think you'd get Pitt and Duquesne into a matchup and not have a classic at least possible? Come on, Mr. Popchalk. You haven't been out of the college level that long.
Perish the thought, Mitch. Panthers trying to go forward off the faceoff, but it was overskated by Schaefer. Duquesne up to center it comes, and a shoulder bump there on Dom Lombardo. Lombardo caught an elbow in the mouth, it looks like, as he was kind of grabbing at his facial cage. Ben Leslie has this puck deep in Duquesne territory for Pitt. Leslie drop pass to Bealey. Bealey lets it go to the point. Snapshot. Oh, that just missed the net. Dan Larkin cranking that one from the right side. Panthers have to reset. At center red, this puck is played carefully by Bandy. Back into Panther ice. And a near giveaway there, but eventually that pass finds its recipient. Bealey comes up to Leslie. Leslie poke checked at the last moment by Palmer. Leslie following that puck to the near corner. Leslie with a hand pass, and they don't get much more obvious than that, as he was trying anything he could to free that puck for Bealey. Face-off coming outside the Duquesne blue line.
5:55 to go here in the second period. Shots are 35-22 in favor of the Pitt Panthers. 1-0 is your score, and a goal by Eddie Pezzo. But we touched on it, but we're not talking about how well these two goaltenders have faced off in this contest. I mean, Haliyama and Baresi have played phenomenal games to keep this 1-0.
Panthers deep in the attacking zone, out in front. It comes on the doorstep, deflected just wide by McNamara. From the point to Daniel Kroll, his shot blocked. And the Dukes ice this puck with 5.5 to go in the period.
Sean Marshall almost beat that out, but it was unfortunately a Pitt defender and behind him that was just getting there about 2 to 3 feet before he did. Face-off coming up to the left of Haliyama.
And it looks like they're actually going to switch it to the opposite circle. Interesting.
All right. Well, it's because I called it for the left. That's how it normally works.
I've been there.
I'll just stop talking about it.
Panthers fight for possession, and eventually McNamara wins it for Pitt. Duquesne takes over and tips it back to center ice. Panthers retreating defensively. Here's Connor Stewie with it. Up the near boards, but gave it away to Duquesne. Off-balance shot taken there by Simeone. That was blocked from the high slot area. And the Panthers come over the attacking line onside. Snapshot high over top the net taken by Stewie. And the rebound comes right out to Barger of Duquesne.
Oh.
Cross ice for Barger. Barger with room on the right side. Oh, and the pass at the last moment intended for Simeone did not connect. Looked like a great opportunity there down low for the Dukes.
It was probably their best odd man rush of the game. The best opportunity they've had to put one in.
Pezzo for Virag. Virag shooting, kick save, rebound. Oh, that just barely trickled wide. Panthers almost got a very lucky bounce there. This puck played hard off the glass by Oslick, and it takes a weird bounce right back to said defenseman before he sends it up to Virag. Virag with momentum. Trying to send it out in front to Josh Ripp. Nothing doing. Duquesne clears it. Outlet pass intended for Warner, but he's too well screened. Panthers going to go D to D and play it just beyond their own blue line. Lead pass again for Virag. Virag centers. It comes to the left side, intended for Pezzo, but broken up. Good anticipation there by Colin Moore on the back end for the Dukes. Under 4 to go in the second period. 1-0 Pitt. Panthers changing on the fly as Duquesne Murphy dumps this puck. And it rolls the length of the ice, and this should be icing. No, they're going to say that Nick Bandy dummied that play. And Bandy gave it away. Snapshot. Oh, a save from point blank by Baresi. Bad giveaway and a great save there to keep it a 1-0 game. Panthers reset. Near side it comes to Ian Keller. Keller up to center. Penalty coming up on Duquesne. Well, play with fire, get burned. Is this where Duquesne gets burned? Time will tell.
It was just an unfortunate cross for Keller on the outside of the blue line as he caught up with, I believe who was that? That was Foran. And Foran just was able to stop enough to look like he was getting interference, and they got him. So we've got a power play coming up to Pitt. Not saying that there was a little bit more to that, but I'm also not saying there's a little bit more to that. So
it is.
This may be the opening Pitt needs.
It is Max Modolo. I was going to say feeling shame for 2 minutes and then getting free, and so this Duquesne penalty kill goes back to work. They got a huge kill earlier in this period. They're 3 for 3 in that department as the Panthers send this around their own boards and up to Casella. Casella met by a Duquesne forechecker. And cross ice it comes. Again, a lot of east-west action on this Pitt power play, and you wonder at what point does that become counterproductive? To the point it comes for Casella. Casella for Pezzo. Pezzo cross ice for Virag. Virag snapshot deflected in! Right out in front. Daniel Kroll, these pretzels are making me thirsty. It's a power play goal and a 2-0 lead for Pitt. 2:51 to go, second period.
Part of me was thinking there was a little too much passing going on during that play, but most of me was thinking that they were setting that up perfectly as Kroll was just in front and just tipped it nicely to get it passed through the Haliyama's pads. I mean, you think Pezzo's going to shoot from the circle. You think Virag's going to shoot from the top of this opposite circle. No, the shot pass comes in and a nice shot by Kroll to just redirect that through Haliyama's paths, who was probably thinking that one was coming up a little bit higher. And that's the exact opening that they needed. 2-0 Pitt, 2:51 remaining in the second period.
The fourth time the charm for the Panther power play. And they get that big insurance marker with both of these goaltenders putting on a show on opening night. And now the Panthers do get that elusive icing call against the Dukes.
Yeah,
Just a nifty pass there by Virek. Sorry, Mitch.
No, it's okay. If you're Duquesne, you don't want to let that one go to heart right now. You put a lot of effort into this. You had to keep your mind into this game and be an opportunity. Know that you're still in this game. It's maybe the worst lead in hockey, remember? So it's a 2-goal game, 2:43 remaining in the second period. Let's see where this one goes.
Panthers have it near side. Forehand. To the corner it goes. To the point. And through a crowd just wide of the left toe of Haliyama. That puck fired. Just missing the target was Rotolo.
Clock has not started.
Panthers going for the kill shot possibly late in the second period with the complexion of this game being what it is. Cross-ice pass for Rotolo. He deflects it through his own legs and gave it away to one of the Dukes defensively.
So we're getting free hockey here because the clock has not started for the last 35 seconds of this one.
And now Press Row is clamoring for the scores table to turn on the clock, and finally somebody gets the message.
There are about 45 seconds of clock there that just ran off. We got free hockey. Nobody's scored on it.
And now officials are finally taking notice. And yeah, Pisano going over to the scores table. Well, manifestly a preseason game for both these teams. At the risk of sounding trite, preseason for game ops too, and it just was demonstrated.
The mistakes are made. It happens. There you go. They ran off 23 seconds off the clock. Well, so that's pretty accurate. So we're good there.
Now, some of the Pitt players, from my vantage point, having a bit of a chuckle about it on the visiting bench.
It was free hockey. If somebody would have scored, it would have been worth it there. You know? Back and forth, Haliyama. Oh,
loose in front. No, that puck was not covered. Haliyama never completely had possession, but he gets the generous whistle with exactly 2 minutes to go till the second ice cut.
Another detail of having only one official out on the one referee out on the ice and two linesmen. So some of the times you're going to lose those. I mean, I've seen Roberts call games for years. He's very good at what he does. I do like how his style is. He's a straightforward guy. But unfortunately, he didn't have that one in his sight lines through Haliyama. Haliyama's a big goaltender out there too, so I don't blame him.
Bouncing puck. Settled down by Bandy. Bandy trying to play that puck in haste. And he gets it to Bealey. Bealey, right side. Snapshot. Score! Dan Larkin! And put some stank on it. 3-0 Pitt. 1:48 to go, second period. And the Panthers have opened it up here at the Alpha Complex.
That was just a rocket top cheese on that one. Nothing Haliyama could do. I believe it went through I'm trying to look and see if I have a replay on that one. Yep. But he was able to just fire that one top, and it was just through.
With 1:45 to go in the second, one wonders if the floodgates have opened a bit here, with the Panthers now in command 3-0 over the Dukes, and Pitt in possession of this puck one more time, sending it on goal.
Number 16, Dan Larkin, assisted by number 18, J.P. Bennett, and number 5, Nick Bandy.
Bealey and Bandy get the assists on that Pitt goal. Of course, the previous Pitt goal scored by Daniel Kral, set up by Uldrich Virag, the Panther captain, a power play marker. Couple of quick strikes late in the second period by the designated visitors. Both these teams share this rink. Tonight, technically, Duquesne is the home team. Tomorrow, technically, Pitt will be the home team. Slap shot from 1 foot. And it gets stuck up into the...
Did it go into the ventilation unit? Give them 4 goals for that one. That one is inside the ventilation unit.
It's good.
That's a skill shot. Let's go to the carnival. I want to ride the Ferris wheel.
That's like If the Arena Football League were still around, that would be the equivalent of a drop kick field goal. That's a 4-pointer right there.
I'm in. That's perfect.
Oh, man. Literally a first time for everything here at the Alpha Complex. Last year in the girls' playoffs, I saw broken glass during a amateur team practice session. I see a puck up in the ventilator. Never a dull moment here in the USA rink. And we get a hand pass called deep in Duquesne territory. 55.1 ticks to talk in period 2. And after that heroic penalty kill by Duquesne, the Panthers continue to chop wood, and they've opened up their lead here late in the period.
I worked myself up to carnivals. Now I want a corn dog. Jeez. Corn dogs, Jackie.
Corn dogs for everybody here. It is the best reason to go to carnivals, though, all kidding aside.
It's the only reason. Anyway, 44 to go.
Virag, near side for Rotolo. Rotolo through traffic. That never made the net. Duquesne with 35 to go in the period. With it is Hoyen. Hoyen centering for Nolan. Nolan unable to get a clean shot on net. Panthers just playing stifling defense here to keep Duquesne off the board through nearly 2 periods complete. And they counterattack. One-timer in front. Virag denied by Haliyama, and mark that one down if Duquesne can find a way back into this game.
Yeah, Virag just gliding down the ice unattested. It's going to be an opportunity here as a nice pass was placed, and he got everything he needed on it, but Haliyama up the task, getting across. Haliyama looking a little bit strained, though, right now. Probably wants to get into the locker room as soon as possible. 21.7 to go, and we have a penalty coming up on Duquesne. Duquesne took one Shane Nolan off to the box. I didn't catch what it was.
It is news to me, sir. And so the Panthers get a 5th power play on the evening. They are 1 for 4 as a slap shot is deflected toward the net. Still lose, 15 seconds left, and put just wide. Shot through a crowd. Oh, that bounced off one of the Panthers. Quentin Schaefer, who was the one who just missed the net a moment ago. Schaefer snapshot. That's just wide of the net one more time. Oslick, centering pass, and time will run out. So this Pitt power play will carry over into the third for 1 minute 39 seconds, and the Panthers appear to be in control here.
Well, that was something. I mean, you talk about those late period heroics that you need, and the Panthers, who seem seemingly in their own way for the majority of that period, able to get 2 quick ones in the last 5 minutes of that frame to get them a 3-goal lead, and basically a stranglehold on this one. It's going to be up to Duquesne to just be able to dig out of it and figure out what they were doing right. They needed to bury one whenever they had all those opportunities, those odd man breaks down, and unfortunately were unable to get past Baresi. So we are where we are right now. It's 3-0 Pitt leading Duquesne here.
Duquesne, led by Conrad Waite, the veteran coach, always up for a non-conference challenge and certainly getting one tonight. This Panther team, as high as number 9 nationally a year ago, finished the year number 12, so a fringe top 10 team all year round, more or less, and the Panthers perhaps picking up in a sense where they left off and flexing some muscle as the game has worn on. Through 2 at the Alpha Complex, it is Pitt 3, Duquesne nothing. With Brian Mitchell, I'm Matt Popchalk, back with third period action in a bit here on CHMA TV.
I can't take it, how we have to fake it, and I know you hate it too, that's how it is. Keep it up, appearances. Tell me, was it worth the story? Spare me every gory detail in your mind. God knows I've already heard your side. Letting you hope we
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Ah, look at him, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, climbing his way through the corporate rat race. We've all been there, focused on that next raise, promotion, chocolate bar. Keeping an eye on your health can be exhausting. Weight Loss Direct is a personalized wellness and weight loss program. We utilize an AI algorithm to determine your specific foods and match you with a real-life coach and an easy-to-follow meal plan so you could stay on track to success and health. Check out weightlossdirect.com to learn more.
Shoulders, knees, and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. And eyes and cheeks and mouth and nose. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes.
Affordable self-care from professional massage therapists and estheticians. It's what we do. Massage Envy, where better begins.
And 876 save percentage, 481 on the goals against average. Snapshot out in front, and it's behind Haliyama. It's loose. It's on the doorstep. Panthers hacking and whacking. They can't finish, and the Dukes somehow are able to keep that puck away from the line and keep the Panthers off the board. Panthers still possess this puck. Side of the net. Score! Eddie Pezzo nuzzles that nylon, and the Panthers strike first in the city games. 1-0 Pitt, 13:24 to go, first period. Stick of his man, C.J. Simeone. Simeone, the president of student government at Duquesne, as crashing the net and snapping this on goal is Josh Ripp. And making a save right between the pillows is Haliyama. Couldn't get a clean stick on it. Duquesne gives it right away, though, and a near disastrous moment there, side of the net. Trying to wrap it out in front was Josh Ripp as one of the Panthers was knocked down, and Pitt, that first line doing yeoman's work to draw their first power play opportunity. Werner, the team captain, didn't miss by much. Ben Leslie on the counter. Leslie sandwiched by a couple of Duquesne defenders. Trailing is Bealey. Bealey toward goal. Save. Haliyama. No rebound.
Are you noticing that Pitt is gripping their sticks a little bit tighter in that last shift?
Line to make that stop. Some friendly fire there from Bandy on Pezzo, and a chance the other way. Convenient bounce for the Dukes, and a save made as Rob Warner drove the net and forced an offensive zone face-off as Baresi.
Net here soon to maintain it.
Out in front it comes, and able to take this pass is Butler. Butler shooting on goal. Save made. Baresi, and Baresi says no. Rebound comes right out to Barger of Duquesne.
Oh.
Cross ice for Barger. Barger with room on the right side. Oh, and the pass at the last moment intended for Simeone did not connect. Looked like a great opportunity there down low for the Dukes.
It was probably their best odd.
Oh, they're going to say that Nick Bandy dummied that play. And Bandy gave it away. Snapshot. Oh, a save from point blank by Baresi. Bad giveaway and a great save there to keep it a 1-0 game. For Vierik. Vierik snapshot deflected in! Right out in front, Daniel Kroll. These pretzels are making me thirsty. It's a power play goal and a 2-0 lead for Pitt. 2:51 to go, second period.
If somebody would have scored, it would have been worth it there. You know, back and forth, Haliyama. Oh,
loose in front. No, that puck was not covered. Haliyama never completely had possession, but he gets the generous whistle with exactly 2 minutes to go till the second icing puck. Settled down by Bandy. Bandy trying to play that puck in haste, and he gets it to Bealey. Bealey, right side, snapshot, score! Dan Larkin, and put some stank on.
I can't take it, how we have to fake it, and I know you hate it too, that's how it is. Keep it up, appearances. Tell me, was it worth the story? Spare me every gory detail in your mind. God knows I've already heard your side.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Ah, look at him, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, climbing his way through the corporate rat race. We've all been there, focused on that next raise, promotion, chocolate bar. Keeping an eye on your health can be exhausting. Weight Loss Direct is a personalized wellness and weight loss program. We utilize an AI algorithm to determine your specific foods and match you with a real-life coach and an easy-to-follow meal plan so you could stay on track to success and health. Check out weightlossdirect.com to learn more.
Shoulders, knees, and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. And eyes and cheeks and mouth and nose. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes.
Affordable self-care from professional massage therapists and estheticians. It's what we do. Massage Envy, where better begins.
I can't take it, how we have to fake it. And I know you hate it too, that's how it is. Keep it up, appearances. Tell me, was it worth the story? Spare me every gory detail in your mind. God knows I've already heard your side. Letting you hope we can get.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Ah, look at him, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, climbing his way through the corporate rat race. We've all been there, focused on that next raise, promotion, chocolate bar. Keeping an eye on your health can be exhausting. Weight Loss Direct is a personalized wellness and weight loss program. We utilize an AI algorithm to determine your specific foods and match you with a real-life coach and an easy-to-follow meal plan so you could stay on track to success and health. Check out weightlossdirect.com to learn more.
Shoulders, knees, and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. And eyes and cheeks and mouth and nose. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes.
Affordable self-care from professional massage therapists and estheticians. It's what we do. Massage Envy, where better begins.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Look at him, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, climbing his way through the corporate rat race. We've all been there, focused on that next raise, promotion, chocolate bar. Keeping an eye on your health can be exhausting. Weight Loss Direct is a personalized wellness and weight loss program. We utilize an AI algorithm to determine your specific foods and match you with a real-life coach and an easy-to-follow meal plan so you could stay on track to success and health. Check out weightlossdirect.com to learn more.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Alpha Ice Complex here in Harmer Township, Pennsylvania. My name is Brian Mitchell. Of course, I'm with Matt Popchalk here this evening. We just wanted to let you guys know at home, we are having some technical difficulties at the rink tonight. The internet, it doesn't seem to be wanting to hold out like we want it to normally here, that we need to bring you a quality broadcast. Just so you know, when at home, we will be rebroadcasting this later tonight in its full high-definition quality. You can watch it at home on the 10-Band TV app. You can watch it on the internet on 10band.tv, however you want to. We just wanted to apologize for the technical difficulties we are having this evening. We are trying to do the best we can with what we got. But thank you for viewing here this evening. Thank you so much. Mr. Popchalk, third period. What do we got, sir?
Well, we shall see whose period is the third period, as an old friend would say. Pitt 3, Duquesne nothing. Panthers with 1:39 of carryover power play time, their fifth power play chance of the evening. They are 1 for 4 thus far, and here comes Uldrich Virag, who set up the lone power play goal, crashing the net, and the net becomes dislodged as trying to smash in the rebound was the man who got that power play goal for the Panthers in period 2, Daniel Kroll.
And you're alluding to the legend Larry Snyder, of course, longtime Robert Morris PA announcer. I can't wait to hear his voice again here in a couple weeks, but we're here now with Duquesne and Pitt. Of course, here we go, 3-0 Pitt leads.
And the Panthers win the faceoff on the power play. Snapshot taken by Pezzo, went off the tip of the glove of Robbie Haliyama, who's made 43 saves despite the scoreboard saying what it says. A noble effort by the senior between the pipes for the homestanding Dukes. Pitt with 1:05 of power play time to work with as it comes out in front. Side the net, Virag! Burial, a second power play goal, and it is 4-0 Panthers just 37 seconds into period 3. And Brian, we were talking about this between periods. Credit Duquesne, they have played for the balance of this game really great positional hockey in their own end, and they got that huge two-man penalty kill in the second period. But as Pitt just demonstrated, you got to give double credit to Pitt. They didn't panic after that failed power play. They just kept chopping wood, and they got rewarded for it, and they just got rewarded for it again.
Youth versus the experience that Pitt has, the youth that Duquesne has. They brought it. They adjusted very well for a team that is young. You knew these Pitt players had this talent in this lineup. You brought what you could to try to throw it in their face, give them a little bit to think about. You got under Pitt's mind for a little bit. You were able to figure out, hey, this is what they're doing. Let's try to break it up and give ourselves an opportunity. There's a next move that Duquesne's going to have to do from this. They're going to have to figure out, okay, how do we adjust to these teams? How does Pitt, these little details that we noticed, how does that adjust going into our CHMA play? How can we do it? Because during that time that they were really starting to get a little bit of momentum, they were only rushing 2 players. They left a third player back, respecting Pitt's ability to switch the opportunity of the game. Unfortunately for them, it didn't give them that chance to put the puck in the net. So we're looking at a Duquesne team that still has a little bit to learn. And for Pitt on the opposite side, you're only up 1-0 and the opposite team is starting to run you up a little bit. You're able to work through that. And now that's going to be something that you're going to learn towards this season is, hey, this squad itself, this group that you booked for this season, they're going to be able to adjust and make those changes that they need to make it work for them. So you might see an opportunity here for another conference championship, another run that they want to do this season. So it looks good for them on both sides.
And in the meantime, Virag and Pezo, a couple of Panthers unofficially with a couple of multi-point games, goal and an assist to each of them. Virag, the most recent power play scorer, as we said. Pitt 4, Duquesne nothing with just over 2 minutes gone by here in period 3 as this puck sails through the lip of the goal mouth, and a shot put wide by Duquesne's Sawyer Koretz. The extra skater getting some extra ice time here for Conrad Waite in the late goings as he catches up to this puck deep in his own zone, icing on Pitt.
You're going to need to give me a second there. I don't get to talk that long for that too often, so I need to recharge, sir.
And we'll be bringing in Jack Morgan, the eventual play-by-play voice of Duquesne Club Hockey, in just a little bit. Brian Mitchell, we can't thank him enough for his excellent work on many levels here tonight, helping get the broadcast set up and making sure that I don't, metaphorically speaking, light the building on fire. All in all, a fun first night here on CHMA TV. Our maiden voyage on the new feature of 10-Band TV, the CHMA TV channel, as we'll be covering Duquesne hockey and some of the other teams in Duquesne's conference throughout the season. And we look forward to participating in that as the Panthers, the Pitt Panthers that is, are in control of game 1 of 2 of the city games at the moment. Panthers 4, Dukes nothing. Third period here at the Alpha Ice Complex in Harmarville, Pennsylvania. Home rink to both of these teams. And this time Duquesne guilty of icing.
Well, you got to face each other tomorrow. Right now, you don't want to show too much more that you have. It's a 4-0 game. For Duquesne, you're trying to at least put one in the net here, up maybe 2, try to get yourself back into this one. For Pitt, it's a preservation game of, hey, let's make sure we get out of this healthy. Let's not, create a situation where we're not going to be able to play somebody tomorrow for whatever reason that we would need, and we still have to work some stuff out. So you're going to see probably a little bit of both there.
Conrad Waite's third unit out there to take that face-off. C.J. Simeone centering Marshall and Barger. Simeone, the Central Catholic product that I had mentioned earlier.
Or because it's Pitt and Duquesne, they're just going to go at each other for the rest of this period.
And from the half wall, this puck is going to be played by Pitt's McNamara, Nate McNamara that is, behind his own goal line for defenseman Ben Oslick. Panthers unable to get it out of their own zone. A turnover generated there and a shot from distance put toward the net, a 40-footer. More like a 50-footer actually from Barger. That's knocked aside off the stick of Baresi, and we're going to get a stoppage in play as bodies collided en masse in the far corner. Not quite 4 minutes into period 3. Pitt with a 4-goal bulge.
Yeah, Casella's bucket came off. There's a lot of safety there, so they're going to say 16:05. 47-25 of the shots here, Mr. Popchalk. And I'll be honest with you, it's a pretty solid effort on both sides, all things considered.
Yeah, you can't just count the play of senior goaltender Robbie Haliyama of Duquesne. He really, as much as anybody, battled as this shot is put just wide from in tight. And the follow-up try is fanned on at the side of the net by Sam Hoyen. Haliyama really kept the Dukes in this game for much of it until the floodgates just kind of opened for Pitt toward the end of that second period. And the Dukes are going to get a power play as the Panthers make one of those game 1 mistakes that coaches will address afterward, an offensive zone penalty. And so the Dukes get a bit of a lifeline here with 15:40 to go. Their second power play chance of the evening.
Yeah, it's going to be an opportunity here for Duquesne to get on the board. Now's the time to show what all that work was about in the second period. 15:40 to go. You get 1, then you build back to maybe get 2, and you see what you can do from there. It's not a lot of time, but it's enough time.
Hoyen to Palmer. Palmer shooting.
Great
Loud
shot.
kick save made there by Baresi.
Great shot.
It was a better save by Devin Baresi as from the off wing, Palmer operates with Hoyen, the alternate captain, Hoyen from the high slot. That shot deflected off a couple of Pitt skates. That was Ian Keller minding his gap. Dukes win the 50-50 battle in the corner with 1.5 minutes to go in their power play. And the Dukes have it again from in tight. That shot blocked, and that hurt Brady Rotolo, I think. He was a bit slow to get up as the rebound comes out to Royan. Shot into the logo, and that Pitt script absorbs that puck as Baresi holds on.
Duquesne really collapsing the umbrella well. They're Pitt giving them the opportunity to do so. It's not a lot of pressure coming up to the high end on the Duquesne Dukes, and they're able to just get a couple shots on net, and quality shots too. If you look at what the opportunities were.
And near side it comes. Left point, Carter Schultz. Cross ice for Tristan Lloyd. Lloyd down low, side of the net. It was intended for Simeone, but that pass a little too heavy, and the net behind Baresi is dislodged.
Got a little
A minute 2 to go in the power play. Sorry, Mitch.
It's okay, a little Westmoreland County flavor on the blue line. Tristan Lloyd of Hempfield and Schultz of the Penn Trafford Warriors playing off, I believe, if I remember correctly. Make sure I get my details correct. I think I said that in pregame, but.
And to echo our earlier point, and something you and I think, can agree on, it's just fun seeing all this PIHL alumni, all these old players get to compete against each other in a rivalry game. As this puck is deflected high and just barely stays in play. That did not catch the protective netting. 40 to go in the Duquesne power play. Dukes still have it. Right side, up top to Hoyen. Hoyen, right wing side, snap toward goal. That was blocked. Larkin got in the way of that one, and Larkin, who has a goal in this game for Pitt, helps his team clear the zone. 25 to go. Last rush possibly for this Duquesne power play, and a turnover nearly to the Panthers. Andreas Forend forcing the issue there behind the Duquesne cage. Outlet pass is accepted by the Dukes, and that was Palmer doing so as this puck is put just wide of the net, and it comes outside Pitt territory. And so the Panthers will be 2 for 2 on the penalty kill here, and they will maintain the 4-goal lead with 13:38 to go in regulation. Over the attacking line is Butler. Butler into the glove hand of Baresi, who ushers the play along quickly. That puck played legally by Nolan as the Panthers get it deep. Fighting for possession, Nate McNamara of Pitt. McNamara trying to hook up with Aiden Foster. Dukes have it from their own end. Outlet pass intended for Sean Marshall, and Marshall is crunched from behind by Oslick, and Oslick's going to get a penalty out of this. So Oslick will feel shame for 2 minutes and then get free. And will the third time be the charm for the Duquesne power play?
I'll be back. Give me 1 second.
Brian Mitchell stepping aside. Jack Morgan stepping in with 13:08 to go in period 3. Pitt 4, Duquesne nothing. And Jack, Dukes maybe not quite enough time to change the result of this game, but a chance for some positives to build on here on this power play.
Agreed. You got a lot of chances on the previous power play, but you got another shot here. You're cleared early, but you know what? Get it set up, get some confidence going heading into tomorrow's game.
These two teams facing off tomorrow in the same spot, USA Rink Alpha Ice Complex at 7:30 Eastern Daylight Time. Roughing the official indication against Oslick, the Pitt defender, as the other number 2, Tristan Lloyd, gets the worst of that hit along the far boards. Panthers playing stifling defense throughout this game when the Dukes have had opportunities to score. Bouncing puck, settled down up high by Schultz. Schultz's shot deflecting up into the protective netting and out of play with a $1:17 to go in the man advantage for Duquesne.
Duquesne's been doing a great job of keeping the puck in at the blue line, especially on the previous power plays. And they're starting to get better at that throughout the game. Bodes well for tomorrow. He's starting to feel out this team, and it's going to be a good one tomorrow, I think.
Well, there's that old saying, iron sharpens iron, and this Duquesne team playing one of the tougher club teams nationally over the past couple seasons and getting a good idea of what they've got to work with going forward. And again, just kind of looking for something to build off of here and something to show for the effort that they made to keep this game as close as it was for as long as it was. It was 1-0 Pitt until late in the second period. Eddie Pezzo had a goal in even strength in the first period for Pitt. Then late in the second, Daniel Krall scoring on the power play, the fourth power play of the game for Pitt at the time, off a deflection from Uldrich Virag. Then shortly thereafter, Dan Larkin scoring for Pitt from the defense at even strength to make it 3-0 through 2. Then less than a minute into the third period, Virag getting a power play goal of his own for the Panthers, and the blue and gold in command at the moment. Just over a minute gone by in the Duquesne power play as they try to crack that goose egg.
Halyama has been impressive in that for Duquesne. Even with the 4 goals allowed, he has had some great saves, 43 of them to be exact.
A 43 save effort, not a bad job of opening your 2023-2024 account, win or loss. And Halyama taking no chances with this one as he gets a little spray from Aiden Foster at the end of that sequence. Those two having a little chit-chat as the face-off will come in Duquesne territory with 44 to go in the Panther PK.
Otherwise, a pretty good atmosphere from Duquesne, bringing out a lot of students, and maybe expect Pitt to return favor tomorrow with their student section.
Good crowd all around here tonight. Club hockey is college hockey, as one Mr. Boudjagras would say, and both these clubs very well supported. Panthers shorthanded. Centering pass. Oh, that almost was an own goal. An unfortunate bounce there almost came back to haunt Drew Palmer. Duke's got a bit lucky there, I believe. Last rush for the Duquesne power play. 11:23 to go in the third period. In pursuit defensively for Pitt, Brendan Johns. Johns ties up his man, and it comes outside the zone, and that should just about do it as Oslick has one leg draped over the sin bin, ready to come on here for Pitt. Getting some instructions from head coach Stu Rolnick, and he goes directly to the Pitt bench, as Pezzo comes on. Panthers penalty kill 3 for 3 now as Pezzo takes the lead pass, shot on the off wing, and a brilliant save made there by Halyama on an off-balance Jack Casella. The Panthers trying to get that defense involved in the offense again, but Halyama had other ideas.
Pitt has been doing a great job on their outlet passes. It's a great saucer pass across the ice there that almost resulted in a goal.
Now, if he had 49.5 saves for Robbie Halyama on opening night, we hope you bet the over. Let's just put it that way. Still a lot of time left. He's on 45 and counting. Halyama's been a busy senior in between the pipes for Duquesne tonight. And here come the Dukes. Rob Warner over the attacking line, 1-on-3. Just too many blue and gold jerseys in the way, and counterattacking is the Pitt captain, Uldrich Virag. Virag ducks around a check. Virag to the goal. Virag shoots, save made. He drew a penalty as he drove the net. The Dukes touch up, and the Panthers will get power play chance number 6 in this hockey game.
I believe they're going to get Martucci for that one, but on the other end, Rob Werner, number 29, not to be confused with 28, flying down the ice, has been doing that a lot tonight. I don't know if that's the new captain energy, but it's been giving it.
Martucci takes a seat, and the Panther power play, which has scored twice already, will go back to work. Face off to Halyama's left. Panthers control from the point. Oslick, who is out of the penalty box, freshly for Pitt to Ben Leslie. Leslie shooting on goal, save made, rebound. It's held by Halyama. A good effort there by Leslie. Leslie, as a student at Pitt, doing research on congenital heart defects, trying to innovate so that more kids who are born with those can play youth sports. And it's great the work that a lot of these hockey players are doing in the classroom for both teams, really. We talked about CJ Simeone, his involvement in Duquesne student government. It's lots of great stories off the ice on both sides here.
Very commendable.
Snapshot, and a hard one is taken for the team by Duquesne's Ferris as the Panthers continue to operate on the power play, and Leslie again is going to force a save from Halyama. A minute 38 to go on the Panther PP. Just under 10 to go in regulation time. Pitt trying to add to a 4-0 advantage here on opening night. Stu Rolnick's team, number 12 in the nation last year, that much closer to winning its 2023-2024 lid lifter. Oslick off the faceoff. To the corner for Leslie. Leslie cross ice for Rotolo. Rotolo couldn't take that pass. Dukes were trying to press shorthanded, but Pitt nipped it in the bud. Schaefer catches up to it for the Panthers. Schaefer, left wing circle, between the circles, shoots on goal. It's held by Haliyama. He saw it all the way.
We're creeping up that 49.5 with the saves right now.
One more to go.
One more to go, and the over rejoices.
I'm going to go out on a pretty sturdy limb and say he pulls it off.
Yeah, I don't think you're too far off there.
1:19 to go in the Pitt power play. Another face-off to Haliyama's left. And Pitt just putting this game more and more under its thumb as it has gone on here. Crawl in the corner for Vireg. Vireg surveying the play, goes up top for Casella. Casella through a crowd, it was blocked, and the Dukes are finally able to get it clear halfway through their penalty kill.
That blue line has been held very sturdily by the Panthers.
And another clear by Duquesne, this time Colin Moore doing the honors as the Dukes are content to just get pucks deep and try to weather this storm here with 40 to go and the Panther man advantage. Vireg got tied up in front of one of the linesmen there, but no matter. He gets this pass over to Casella. Casella dropping for Kroll. Kroll cross ice. And it's dropped back for Vireg. Vireg off balance, lets that pass go to Pezzo, who in turn lets it go to Josh Ripp. Josh Ripp to Eddie Pezzo. Pezzo, who would have the game-winning goal to his credit if this score holds up, tries to crisscross with Casella, and a chance the other way shorthanded for Duquesne. Here's Shane Nolan. Nolan one-on-one with Pezzo. Nolan to the goal. Backhander save made by Baresi, and he hangs on.
Wow, Nolan that close to breaking the ice for Duquesne. He's not happy as he goes to the bench, but he's got a smile on his face. He made a heck of a move in on net and just missed it. Just missed that top shelf.
The best chance of the game in any context, arguably, for the Duquesne Dukes with
Agreed.
8:25 to go and a successful penalty kill by the Dukes. As Pitt is now 2 for 6 on the power play. That snapshot from between the circles goes wide vis-a-vis Nick Bandy, the defenseman, and Robbie Haliyama covers. Well, there it is, 50 on the nose.
There you go.
And let's not discredit the play of Devin Baresi, his counterpart at the other end. Both goaltenders have been extraordinarily busy in this hockey game.
Oh, great, for sure.
Keller to take the face-off for Pitt. To the right of the Duquesne goal. To the right of Haliyama, I should say. And Keller, I'm sorry, wins it cleanly as this puck deflects in on goal. Shot from up high by Bandy. That just couldn't find the net. And that one caught the crossbar from Keller inside the edge of the right circle as the Panther winger finds metal but not mesh with 8:02 to go.
That was a rocket.
Well, if you are Conrad Waite, what do you tell your team after this one? It was close for a while until all of a sudden it wasn't.
Agreed, yeah. I mean, there's not much you can say. I mean, you got to give them props for their effort. Just kind of got away from them, but Pitt is a very good hockey team. You get another crack at them tomorrow.
And what an exciting game that should be. Again, a 7:30 puck drop between these two teams here at the Alpha Complex in Harmarville. Very exciting that both teams get to begin their respective seasons in their respective conferences with this rivalry game. And definitely a better flavor to this rivalry, playing twice this year as opposed to just the one game last year. Leslie on goal, save made Haliyama, the rebound right out to one of the Dukes defensemen. And the lead pass intended for Madalo was broken up, and here come the Panthers on the counter. Leslie from between the circles. That went off the stick. Brian Butler getting in the way of Leslie there to knock it into the protective netting.
Another thing to point out is that to begin this 2023 calendar year, they did play one game. Now, obviously, it's now 2 this year, but second time these teams have seen each other this year. Some familiar faces, maybe some new faces, but a lot of familiarity here with this with these two teams. So they get to play again tomorrow. It'll be the 3rd time in the year.
Matt Popchuk alongside Brian Mitchell and friends, and those friends include Jack Morgan, who you're hearing right now. Morgan going to be grabbing the steering wheel, so to speak, later this season, handling play-by-play duties for Duquesne Division I men's club hockey, and we look forward to hearing his voice throughout the 2023-2024 Duquesne hockey season. And we look forward to bringing you many more CHMA games in 23-24 on the brand new CHMA TV, which is debuting tonight, part of 10-Band TV. And thanks to everybody who made that possible, including Todd Kazarowski, our executive producer. Duke's dumped this puck into Pitt territory, and it's played legally off the glove of Casella. Casella trying to outlet it to a teammate, but the other number 14, Luke Wasek, ties his man up. Panthers still in control of this puck. Foster, near side, bounces back into the neutral zone, and waiting for it is Bandy of Pitt. Cross ice it comes to Foreign. Foreign trying to outrace Barger to that one, and Foreign from his backside playing it, but right to one of the Dukes. That's Wasek getting involved one more time. Dukes get it deep. And Conrad Waite changing on the fly here with just over 6 minutes to go in regulation. Pitt en route to a season-opening victory here tonight in City Game number 1. And Vireg was trying to get up ahead of the defense there and possibly have a breakaway opportunity. And Josh Ripp has it now for the Panthers, going cross ice for Vireg, but he couldn't take the pass on the slushy ice. From the half wall, this puck battle won by Vireg, and Vireg has played a strong game. Backhand play, side of the net. Halyama makes the save, and in the process, inadvertently dislodges the net. More great puck movement by the Panthers with 5:33 remaining.
And the ice, as you were saying, well, slushy. A lot for some of these freshmen. First time playing on ice that is cut after like every period intermission. And for a lot of high school hockey, it's usually if you get an ice cut, it's second intermission. So a little bit a change of pace here, and it's probably welcome for these incoming freshmen.
It's all kinds of adjustments from the high school game to the collegiate game that you have to think about, whether it's club college hockey or scholarship college hockey, and either way you look at it.
Agreed.
From the corner, Ian Keller of Pitt. Out there with Daniel Kroll, who has a goal in this game for the Panthers. Kroll from a bad angle behind the net for Johns. Johns out in front, intended for Keller, and the Dukes clear the zone with 5 to go in the third period. Panthers under some pressure deep in their own end playing this puck. Bandy on his backhand reverses the play to Kroll. Kroll, that outlet pass a little too heavy, but ricocheted off the skate of Brendan Johns and right back to Halyama in goal, who covers for a faceoff. 55 saves for Robbie Halyama, with Duquesne trailing 4-0, 4:51 remaining.
Looks like we're going to get a goalie change here for Duquesne.
And there is indeed a new netminder, which slipped under our radar for the Dukes, as the freshman Ethan Blackburn is going to get some playing time for Conrad Waite.
A timeout before that goalie change. Possibly a chance for Duquesne head coach Conrad Waite to kind of gather his team together, try some things out in the final 4:51 of this third period, especially with a new netminder in there. Freshman, too, is his first college hockey game, so got to be exciting for the young fellow.
Yeah, a bit uncommon to see a timeout taken with the score of the game being what it is at the stage of the game that it is. But again, even at the college level, these teams don't really get much of a preseason per se. So any time, even in non-conference play, that you can take to, work through issues that teams will typically try to work through in preseason play, you want to take that chance. Blackburn, 6'3", 210, a Thornton, Colorado native. Left-handed goalie. Left-handed with a stick, I should say. And Halyama's back in.
I think it was Halyama. More goalie drama.
Oh, Haliyama has his mask off as he just did a lap to his right and got back in goal. Apparently the net was not completely back on its moorings. And his goalie mask was not completely on either. That's what he was trying to signal to the head referee. So we are back to action here.
And I also think there was maybe debate if Haliyama was hurt.
Bouncing puck in front. Oh, that almost ricocheted in off the body of Haliyama. That was a cheeky little play by the Panthers' Ben Leslie to nearly net the 5th goal for Pitt. From the near boards, Panthers trying to put the exclamation point on this one late in the 3rd period. And one of the Panthers hit from behind, that's Graff. Graff taking that body check up high from Reinbold as Duquesne operates in the near corner. Reinbold under pressure to Butler. Butler out in front. That puck loose and picked up in flight by Bealey. Not Bealey, that was Brady Rotolo defensively making that play, I beg your pardon. Here's Bealey fighting for this puck, but he couldn't quite maneuver it around Reinbold, who stayed with him defensively. Panthers out shooting the Dukes by a 2-1 clip as this puck is put in by Ben Leslie, and that will make it a 5-0 game in favor of Pitt. Ben Leslie, the Penn Trafford product, with some icing on the victory cake for head coach Stu Rolnick.
That was great awareness there by Ben Leslie, just finding that puck, and that was not by chance. Played his angles correctly there. When you play the game for as long as these guys have, they start to develop those habits and knowing where the puck goes, and that's an example of something like that right there.
5 different goal scorers for Pitt tonight. Truly a team effort by Rolnick's side.
Goal scored by number 10, Ben Leslie, assisted by number 4.
18 goals, 34 points as a junior for the Panthers. And now we will get that goaltending change that we thought we were going to see before, as Blackburn finally does step in between the pipes, and Haliyama just looks drained, bless his heart, on that Duquesne bench.
Looks like, we're getting word, looks like it was his leg. Looks like right leg was hurting. Hopefully he's all right. And that probably was why they're having that confusion there, taking him out a few minutes ago. Haliyama was saying he was fine. Didn't know what that meant. Now we know what it meant. He was hurting, and you just hope he gets better. Feels all right.
Well, hockey players always a prideful bunch, and you would think even more so in a rivalry game. Nobody wants to get taken out of a game under those conditions, no matter what the score is.
And unfortunately, you could tell he was a little slow there on that slide.
And we certainly hope Haliyama's okay, because result aside, he has played one heck of a hockey game for the Duquesne Dukes. 56 saves to his credit. Pitt with 61 shots on goal in this game to Duquesne's 30. And not to sell Devin Baresi short, as he inches closer to a season-opening goose egg. Stoppage in play here with 2:55 to go in the 3rd period. Both teams making changes before the face-off. That top unit going back out there, led by Sam Hoyen, the Fairport, New York product. 59 career points for Hoyen. Great playmaker last year. 40 assists a year ago for Hoyen as a sophomore. As a junior, I should say.
Yeah, that first line last year produced a lot of offense for the Dukes, but Hayden Feck graduating, kind of throws a monkey wrench into that top line. Medallo's got to fill those shoes.
Max Medallo and Shane Nolan flanking Hoyen in this particular game, as Blackburn gives up a bit of a juicy rebound, but it went beyond the stick of Panthers forward Josh Ripp. And this puck will go deep into Pitt territory, played to the opposite corner. Final 2:22 of period 3. Panthers en route to picking up victory number 1 of the 23-24 regular season in game number 1 of the 23-24 regular season, a non-conference rivalry contest, 1 of 2 against Duquesne this weekend here in Harmer Township. And it comes back to center. Pursuing this puck aggressively is Medallo, that first line left winger for Duquesne. as he gives a little how do you do to Dan Larkin in the near corner. Out in front it comes a backdoor play loose in front, and the follow-up shot is whiffed on by Nolan. I think one of the Panther defense got in the way of that one, and I believe Bandy did so as he comes off. Panthers completing a change behind the play as this puck is steered weakly toward Blackburn, cut off by one of the Duquesne defense, and sent up ahead for Werner. Werner 1-on-3. Werner trying to duck around a check as he's knocked into the boards. Werner losing sight of this puck as it comes to the far corner. Around the boards, near side. Brendan Johns back to center. And we get a stoppage in play here as
we're going to get 42 for Pitt. A little pushing and shoving you can see right there with Marucci.
And my knee-jerk reaction was that they're both going to go, but it might be Johns getting the only penalty here. Let's see. Yeah, it is going to be Johns getting the only penalty.
Looked like, and it was Martucci who was trying to get a stick in that left corner. He was not able to get it, and Johns probably thought, he wasn't able to see that. He was trying to mess with him, and he got a cross check to the body, and that's what they're going to get him for.
So a fourth power play chance in this game for the Duquesne Dukes. The Panther penalty kill is 3 for 3 on the night. And that's been another big component to this game. Duquesne getting a huge two-man advantage penalty kill in the second period to keep it a one-goal game at the time. But Pitt, over time, has had the last laugh in the special teams department. Final minute of regulation as the Dukes try to spoil the shutout bid by Devin Baresi. In the corner, it's tied up by Stewie. Sean Marshall in digging for it for Duquesne. 40 to go in this third period. The battle rages on.
Panthers are probably fine to keep that battle in the corner for as long as they can until the final whistle, I bet.
Stewie doing everything he can to help out his goaltender and might have drawn a penalty in the process.
Indeed he did.
And there goes the Duquesne power play. Slashing the indication against C.J. Simeone. And so barring further developments, we will play 4-on-4 the rest of the way.
Give Stewie a lot of credit there for Pitt. He was able to keep that puck in there for a solid half a minute. And he draws a penalty, and that will probably, be it for that attempt to end the shutout bid for Duquesne.
And so that brings the faceoff back into Duquesne ice. We get one more look at the freshman backup, Ethan Blackburn, who has not been as busy as his counterpart. 2 shots faced, 2 saves, and that deflected puck goes wide of his goaltender's stick. 15 seconds remaining. Panthers content to keep the Dukes bottled up in their own zone here with 10 seconds to go. This puck will go not quite the length of the ice, far from it actually. 2 seconds left. And it's an opening night shutout for Devin Baresi and the Pitt Panthers, who slammed the door on the Duquesne Dukes in game 1 of 2 in this City Game series. And the Panthers take it 5-0 over the Dukes. And Jack, you got to credit Duquesne for getting great goaltending from Haliyama, for playing very gallantly defensively. They did yeoman's work to keep this game close for as long as it was a close game, but eventually Pitt showed why they were the number 12 team in the country a year ago.
Absolutely, and it seemed like the Pitt, Duquesne's defense kind of rallied around Haliyama. It was kind of in the first period and a half of this game, it was close. It was 1-0, and Duquesne had a chance probably for a couple minutes, even strength, in about the 7 to 5 minute mark of the period. Fans were into it. They're getting chances. They almost pushed that equalizer across, were unable to, and from there Pitt sort of controlled the action, and that was kind of where things ended. But Duquesne, for a good part of this game, was able to keep it close, rallied around their goalie Haliyama, and it wasn't enough, but you take some things from this, you take the positives, learn from the negatives, and come back out here tomorrow night, see what you can do. But Pitt played a great game of hockey tonight. They pulled it together when they needed to get this 5-0 victory.
Panthers and Dukes again here from the Alpha Complex in Harmarville tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. Uldrich Virag, the new Pitt captain this season, leading the Panther side of the handshake line. One of 5 different goal scorers for Pitt in this 5-0 victory over Duquesne on opening night 23-24. Thank you, Jack Morgan. Thank you, Ben Brantle. Thank you, Brian Mitchell. Thank you, Todd Kazarowski. Thank you, Conrad Wake. Thank you, Stu Rolnick. And thank you out there for watching and listening to our maiden voyage here on CHMA TV, part of 10-Band TV. Once again, your final score, Pitt 5, Duquesne 0. For 10-Band TV, I'm Matt Popchuk, and that's all she wrote from Harmarville.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
.876 save percentage, 481 on the goals against average. Snapshot out in front, and it's behind Haliama. It's loose. It's on the doorstep. Panthers hacking and whacking. They can't finish, and the Dukes somehow are able to keep that puck away from the line and keep the Panthers off the board. Panthers still possess this puck. Side of the net. Score! Eddie Pezzo nuzzles that nylon, and the Panthers strike first in the city games. 1-0 Pitt, 13:24 to go first period. Stick of his man, C.J. Simeone. Simeone, the president of student government at Duquesne, as crashing the net and snapping this on goal is Josh Ripp. And making a save right between the pillows is Haliama. Couldn't get a clean stick on it. Duquesne gives it right away, though, and a near disastrous moment there, side of the net. Trying to wrap it out in front was Josh Ripp as one of the Panthers was knocked down, and Pitt, that first line doing yeoman's work to draw their first power play opportunity. Werner, the team captain, didn't miss by much. Ben Leslie on the counter. Leslie sandwiched by a couple of Duquesne defenders. Trailing is Bealey. Bealey toward goal. Save. Haliama. No rebound.
Are you noticing that Pitt is gripping their sticks a little bit tighter in that last shift?
Line to make that stop. Some friendly fire there from Bandy on Pezzo, and a chance the other way. Convenient bounce for the Dukes, and a save made as Rob Warner drove the net and forced an offensive zone face-off as Baresi.
Net here soon to maintain it.
Out in front it comes, and able to take this pass is Butler. Butler shooting on goal. Save made. Baresi, and Baresi says no. Rebound comes right out to Barger of Duquesne.
Oh.
Cross ice for Barger. Barger with room on the right side. Oh, and the pass at the last moment intended for Simeone did not connect. Looked like a great opportunity there down low for the Dukes.
It was probably their best on.
Oh, they're going to say that Nick Bandy dummied that play. And Bandy gave it away. Snapshot. Oh, a save from point blank by Baresi. Bad giveaway and a great save there to keep it a 1-0 game. For Virag. Virag snapshot deflected in! Right out in front, Daniel Kroll. These pretzels are making me thirsty. It's a power play goal and a 2-0 lead for Pitt. 2:51 to go, second period.
If somebody would have scored, it would have been worth it there. You know, back and forth, Haliama. Oh,
loose in front. No, that puck was not covered. Haliama never completely had possession, but he gets the generous whistle with exactly 2 minutes to go till the second icing puck. Settled down by Bandy. Bandy trying to play that puck in haste. And he gets it to Bealey. Bealey, right side, snapshot, score! Dan Larkin! And put some 5 of power play time to work with as it comes out in front. Side of the net, Virag! Burial! a second power play goal, and it is 4-0 Panthers, just 37 seconds into period 3. Haliama really kept the Dukes in this game for much of it until the floodgates just kind of opened for Pitt toward the end of that second period. And the Dukes are going to get a power play as the Panthers make one of those game one mistakes that coaches will address. Hook up with Aiden Foster. Dukes have it from their own end. Outlet pass intended for Sean Marshall, and Marshall was crunched from behind by Oslick, and Oslick's going to get a penalty out of this. One Mr. Boudjagras would say, and both these clubs very well supported. Panthers shorthanded. Centering pass. Oh, that almost was an own goal. An unfortunate bounce there almost came back to haunt Drew Palmer. Duke's got a bit lucky there. To the Pitt bench, pardon me, as Pezzo comes on. Panthers penalty kill 3 for 3 now as Pezzo takes the lead pass. Shot on the off wing, and a brilliant save made there by Haliama on an off-balance Jack Casella. The Panthers in the way, and counterattacking is the Pitt captain, Uldrich Virag. Virag ducks around a check. Virag to the goal. Virag shoots, save made. He drew a penalty as he drove the net. The Dukes touch up, and the Panthers will get power play chance number 6 in this hockey game. Nipped it in the bud. Schaefer catches up to it for the Panthers. Schaefer, left wing circle, between the circles, shoots on goal. It's held by Haliama. He saw it all the way.
We're creeping up that 49.
With Casella, and a chance the other way, shorthanded for Duquesne. Here's Shane Nolan. Nolan one-on-one with Pezzo. Nolan to the goal. Backhander save made by Baresi, and he hangs on.
Wow, Nolan that close to breaking the ice for
action here.
And I also think there was maybe a debate if Haliama was hurt.
Bouncing puck in front. Oh, that almost ricocheted in off the body of Haliama. That was a cheeky little play by the Panthers bench. Panthers out shooting the Dukes by a 2-1 clip as this puck is put in by Ben Leslie, and that will make it a 5-0 game in favor of Pitt. Ben Leslie, the Penn Trafford product,